Hello, this is Nathan Lawrence, the tree evangelist here in Wilsonville, and I have a proverbial bone to pick with the City of Wilsonville with regard to trees. I'm the owner of Good News Tree Service in Wilsonville. I've had a business here for 35 years, lived in Wilsonville for 36 years, and I am very frustrated with the City of Wilsonville. No, actually, I am angry, and this is why. I am here in the Old Town neighborhood of Wilsonville. This is one of the oldest towns and historical regions in the state of Oregon, and we won't go into the history of the Boone's Ferry Landing and all that, but across the Willamette River. But this is one of the last lots like this here in Old Town Wilsonville. This is at the end of the northern end of Magnolia Street. And this lot, I've been watching this lot for almost 30 years. Now, the City of Wilsonville designates itself proudly as a Tree City USA. In fact, it proudly displays the Tree City USA logo on many of its signs as you're entering Wilsonville, where it says, gives the population of the city, it'll say Tree City USA for 20 years or whatever. And to be a Tree City USA as stipulated by the Arbor Day Foundation, you have to be a city that protects, preserves, inventories trees, plants trees, and that kind of thing. And that's a wonderful thing. As an arborist, and like I say, the owner of Good News Tree Service here in Wilsonville, I think that's an awesome thing. However, there is a disconnect. There is something rather hypocritical on the part of the City of Wilsonville. City of Wilsonville seems to be pursuing a philosophy, an agenda, an ideology of stacking and packing as many houses in a lot as possible. It is the mantra or the ideology of Portland politics and Metro. Stack and pack. And when you stack and pack, you get a lot more tax revenue. Greed, greed, greed for the city, for your cities. Money, money, money. Keep the money coming to the coffers. But in the process, often lots are clear cut of beautiful trees. I see this again and again and again in Wilsonville. Been here as a tree service 35 years, and I have seen this and I see how it goes. The developers don't care. Most of the developers, and I was a land clearing contractor for many, many years back in the 80s and early 90s, working with the biggest land developers in the state of Oregon, clearing off whole subdivisions. And land developers, most of them don't care too much about the trees. They want to put as many houses, apartments, whatever, into a lot as possible. It's all about the bottom line, the dollar, and you take out the trees, log them out, clear cut it, get rid of them, and then if you have to, begrudgingly landscape. I get it. I understand that. I've been around this business a long time. However, the purpose of the city is to mitigate and to, quote unquote, protect trees instead of clear cutting everything. Well, as we can see here, let me turn this around. The City of Wilsonville, and now this is November 2020, within the last week or week and a half, the City of Wilsonville has just okayed the development of this lot. Now, we're not opposed to, those of us that live here in this neighborhood are not opposed to the development of this lot. In fact, I will say that one of the city planners flat out lied in public testimony about a week and a half ago to the mayor and the city council and said, I heard it with my own ears, it's public record. She lied and said that the people in this neighborhood are opposed to the development of this lot into multifamily. And that is a flat out lie. There's no public testimony that I know of, and I've read it all, that says that, including our own testimony, because I live in this neighborhood. But she lied to the City of Wilsonville and said that we were opposed to development. No, we're not opposed to development or even multifamily. But what we were opposed to is, among other things, is the removal of all the trees and stacking and packing urban, Portland urban style. And as a result, somebody came in here under the employ of the developer and designated all of these trees. There's a bunch of black locusts and there's an elm tree here, and now there is a beautiful Norway maple, Acer platanoides. It's a Crimson King type variety. Now this is November, so all the leaves are off, but as you can see, this is a beautiful tree, and this tree could have been preserved. This tree could have been narrowed up a little bit and preserved. It is absolutely a stunningly beautiful tree when it has its leaves on it. You can see the beautiful branching structure up here, and they're clear cutting this entire lot. Tree City, USA, clear cut everything. In fact, not only are they taking down that tree, as well as all these other trees, which I could possibly see the validity of taking these locust trees down. These are kind of weed trees, but they're also taking down several trees on the neighbor's property, and they've been approved to do that. So not only are they clear cutting the trees on this lot, but they're also taking down some of the trees on the neighboring property, and they've been approved to do that. Now, I have in my hand here, this is the plan for this lot that was sent to us, and for the development of this lot. This is a 60-some page plan, and right here there's a picture of, on page 38, a picture of the development that's going into this lot. And if you notice right in the center here, and let me put this down, this tree is designated, that maple tree is right back here in this open area of this lot, where they're gonna have an open area and a park area. And you're telling me that tree couldn't have been left, maybe narrowed up a little bit, properly pruned by a professional expert pruning arborist like me and my company, Good News Tree Service? Well, no, it's being clear cut. So what my issue is that tree could have probably been left with very, very minor adjustments to the building, maybe make the building a little bit smaller, but no. Let's come in, let's clear cut everything, let's stack and pack, let's cram as many houses into this lot as possible, get as much tax dollars as we can, and who cares about the trees? And that seems to be the mentality of some of the people in the city of Wilsonville. Now, what are my qualifications for making these assessments? As I've mentioned, I have been owned a tree service company in this city for 35 years. I'm a certified arborist. I'm tree risk assessment qualified with the International Society of Arboriculture. I'm a commercial pesticide applicator with the state of Oregon. I'm a master gardener, and my family has been working with trees for 3 generations in this area for the last 60 years. In the landscaping, nursery business, and tree care industry. I am the arborist in Charbonneau for nearly all the homeowners associations. I work with about 15, 20 different homeowners associations as their arborist. I'm the arborist for the golf course, the country club, and like I say, about 10 different arborist or homeowners associations in Charbonneau for the last 25 or so years. So I have been dealing with trees as a land clearing contractor, as an arborist, as a commercial residential owner of a tree care company. And this is something I know quite a bit. I've been working with trees for over 50 years, pruning them, caring for them, and working with developers, builders, excavators, property managers. I have worked for more than half the mayors in the city of Wilsonville over the years. At any one time, more than usually half or more than half the people on the city council are my clients of City of Wilsonville, and I also have a great reputation with hundreds of satisfied customers in this city, as well as I'm very well known down at City Hall. And I'm frustrated because the city will not consult with people like me when it comes to tree care issues in this city, whether it's street trees, whether it's tree preservation. And I'm calling the city of Wilsonville out as being irresponsible And I have talked to them. I have talked to the planners. I've talked to people on the city council. I have talked to, offered my services. And like I say, we could have saved, let me point at it, that tree there, most likely, and yet it's coming out. All right. That's my beef, and I'm frustrated. City of Wilsonville, if you're a Tree City USA, show it to us. Prove it to us. And don't just come in and rape and pillage and allow everything to be cut off and cut down and then stack as many houses in as possible. That tree produces enough oxygen for several people every single day when it's foliated. Not to mention all the other benefits of that tree. And yes, this is going to get re-landscaped, but it's going to take years for trees that are planted after this development takes place to get to be that size where it can be not only aesthetically beautiful and a nice visual barrier between those ugly apartments over here and the rest of Old Town Wilsonville, but that tree also produces a lot of oxygen and produces many, many other ecological and aesthetic benefits to our planet. All right, that's my spiel for the day. I hope somebody hears this, watches this video, and takes this to heart. This is the tree evangelist, Nathan Lawrence, Good News Tree Service in Wilsonville, and think about it.